Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. I'm not even gonna I'm not gonna even go into my usual spiel that I'm back and I'm better than ever. I'm just gonna say welcome back to my channel. Work has been crazy. I know you guys haven't seen me for a while. The last video I did was a haul, and before that it was my empty apartment tour, and as you can see, it's not empty anymore. Um, Quick side note before I even jump into this video, I have not been recording because I've been like a real asshole of a perfectionist. Can I curse on YouTube anymore? I don't even know the rules anymore. I've been just a perfectionist and I've just been feeling like almost like an imposter syndrome because I don't have like the highest quality equipment, mics, lighting, camera, and I've just been feeling like I don't want to jump in front of the camera if everything's not perfect. And I was just watching one of my old videos and I love it so much. Like, it's not perfect, it's low quality, the sound is okay, but I'm just like, I'm in love with it and I'm in love with the memories that I created. So I'm just gonna jump right back. I'm just gonna jump right back into YouTube. I know you guys are sick of me, but I have videos that I want to film anyway, so I'm just gonna do it like this. I'm just gonna throw my tripod up when I'm in the mood to talk to the camera, and I'm gonna talk to you guys, okay? So, welcome back to my channel again. If I look greasy, I just washed my face. I just put sunscreen on because I'm about to go outside. I have to go to the post office. Long story. So, last time I talked to you guys, I said I was going to do an apartment hunting story time. You can probably hear the train right now. It's going past. I said I was going to do an apartment hunting story time because it was such a crazy process and such a crazy journey. So I'm going to do my hair. I'm going to get ready with you and I'm going to tell you about that process. So first of all, I live in, if you guys have not seen my apartment, my, oh my gosh, my words. I'm not going to edit anything, guys. So if you see me spill over my words, sorry. So if you watch my apartment tour and watch my I moved to New York story time, you'll get all the details of when I moved and what the whole process was like if you want to hear about that. But now I'm going to tell you the process of when I moved to New York and the process of apartment hunting. So let's rewind. I just signed my year lease, you guys. I just signed my lease renewal. So I've been here a year now. Oh my gosh. So rewind a year and some months. Long story short, I got a job offer and I moved to New York within a week and a half of getting the job offer. So I was living in Florida. I got the job offer. My husband's grandmother had said several times, whenever you get the call, you come up here, you can stay with me. And so I called her and I was like, hey, I got the call. It's time. I'm moving. So I packed up all my stuff and I moved on March 3rd. We did not have enough time to pack up all of our stuff together. And I don't know if I told you guys this, but to save money, I was staying with my parents. So my parents were like, your husband can stay here. We like him. He's cool. He's fam. He can stay here until, you guys are all packed up and ready to move. So my husband stayed in Florida. I came up here March 3rd, and then my husband came up here April 3rd. So by the time I got to New York, I had already known I wanted to do some apartment hunting, like just to get familiar with the areas that I like, get familiar with the areas near my job, and kind of decipher where I wanted to be. My husband's grandmother lived in Dykeman, which is in the Bronx, if you guys know it. Most people who live in the Bronx know what Dykeman is. We're near the Bronx. Actually, I shouldn't say in the Bronx, but you know what I mean. Can I cuss on YouTube? Somebody tell me. So my husband's grandmother lived in Dykeman, which every morning I was taking the train to Wall Street, which was an hour ride during rush hour. And I just knew, I was like, that's not the train ride I want to take every morning. I was like, it's too much. I don't like it. So I started to, mind you, I just got here March 3rd and I started looking for apartments like 2 weeks after I got here. Cause I'm bored. I don't know anybody here. It's winter, so I can't like go and be out and about. I got here in March and the day after I got here, it snowed. Like, it snowed a lot. I was like, oh, welcome to New York. So I couldn't be out and about and just, having fun and meeting people. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna apartment hunt. So after work, I would go look at places and I would FaceTime my husband and, give him like a video tour. And it just started to get crazy. So I'm going to start you with the one. There was one apartment that as soon as I saw it, I was like, I love it. I want it. I've always wanted a loft, and it was a loft. It had an upstairs, like the living room, the kitchen area, and then it had a downstairs basement where like the closet, the bathroom, the bedroom was. So I was like, this is so cool. Like, it's just so like industrial New York, And it was in Brooklyn, and my job is directly next to most of the trains. Like, I'm on Wall Street, so it's very easy access to Brooklyn. Actually, most of my coworkers live in Brooklyn because it's such an easy ride. There's a girl I go to work with who said her ride from Brooklyn is like 15, 20 minutes sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, I need that. So I went to look at this place, and the journey out there, it was a train to a train, and then it was a 20-minute walk. And I don't know if you guys use that app City Mapper, but it was like, oh, it's gonna be like a 3-minute walk. And then when I got off the train, it was like 20-minute walk. I was like, did I get off at the wrong stop or something? No, it just miscalibrated what the walk would be. So after that 20-minute walk, I was like, I don't like this. Like, I don't think I'm gonna live here. But the apartment was like my dream apartment, and it was affordable, girl. More affordable than what I'm paying here. I was just like, okay, I need to go see it. So I get there, and the agent's not there. And I'm like calling. Hey, like, what's going on? Like, we had already set this appointment up like a week ago. So I was like, did he forget, or like, what's going on? I'm calling. I'm waiting in this hallway, and all like the people in the building are looking at me sideways. Like, why is this girl standing in my hallway? And so finally the agent answers, and he's like, I'm stuck in the Bronx. I can't make it to you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, I'm like, what borough am I in right now? I'm like, I'm in Brooklyn, and he's in the Bronx. I'm like, oh, he's like a 2-hour train ride away. So then he tells me, press this button on the lockbox and then do this, do that. He basically gave me the code to the apartment. I was like, that's not safe, but okay. And he was like, you can just do a virtual tour, and if you have any questions or you want to do an application, you can call me. I was like, what mess is this? This is unorganized. Like, why would I... Can you guys... Yeah, you guys can still see me. I was like, why would I do that? I was like, why did I wait a week to do this? I could have came here last week if we're really about it. And I was like, if I want to make an offer right now, I actually want to meet the person I'm handing my money over to. Girl, we didn't even get to making an offer. The place was a mess. So, rewind. I don't know if I told you guys this. My dad is the most talented, I don't know what it's called, foreman. I can't even describe it. He builds homes. So, and he renovated our home back in Maryland. He's renovated all of our homes where we've lived. He builds everything. I mean, he's built stuff as small as like a bar, or he built me a Barbie doll house when I was in middle school. Yes, I was still playing with dolls in middle school. And he built something as big as, he built on the back half of our house in Maryland. Like, it was a 3 or 4 bedroom house when we bought it, and when we left it, it was a 6 bedroom house. So he's impressive, So I learned all that I need to know about new builds and construction and blah, blah, blah from my dad. So there's stuff that I noticed that the average person wouldn't notice. Maybe. I think so. So when I walk into this apartment, I'm smelling caulk. You're smelling things that indicate that it's new construction. I don't know how to describe it to you, but it's like caulk and paint and sawdust. It's just like this, it smells odd. And they didn't say it was a new construction or a renovated space. So immediately I'm like looking around, like, I'm like, was there mold? Was there holes? I'm like looking like, was there damage to this place? Like, did they have to strip it down to the studs? I think that's a construction term. I'm sorry. I was like, is this place damaged somehow? Why did they have to do all this work here? So I'm looking around, I'm by myself in this apartment at 6 p.m. and it's winter, so the sun is setting and there's no electricity. So I'm like in the dark and I have my flashlight looking around. And as I'm looking around this apartment, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, somebody is going to think I'm like a robber or something. If they look in this window and they see somebody looking around with their flashlight, they're going to be like, hi, 911, there's a black woman breaking into this apartment building. So I was like, let me FaceTime my husband and get out of here. So I'm looking around the place and I'm realizing it's much smaller than the picture made it look. And then my dad gave me a keychain that is a tape measure. If I can find, I don't know where it is. It's a tape measure attached to a keychain. So I'm looking and I'm like, this square footage does not look like what they told me on the listing. It's not, girl. They combined the square footage. So they told me this is just example numbers. Let's say they said the top half is 1,200 square feet and then the bottom half is also 1,200 square feet. When in fact, the truth is the top half is 600 square feet and then the bottom half is 600 square feet. I was like, girl, this is just example numbers. I don't remember if that's the exact number, but they basically misinterpreted or mispresented the information. Girl, I can't get my words out. They basically misrepresented the information. So I'm showing my husband and I'm like, I don't know if you can see this on FaceTime, but this is not what I expected at all. And I was really excited because I really thought I was going to walk up in this place and be like, this is mine. I love it. And, move in the week after that. So I'm looking around. I'm like, I don't like it. And there's a downstairs. I was like, okay, let me go look downstairs. Girl, tiny. And I know this is New York, but tiny. Like, I was like, I can't live here. I couldn't even fit a queen size mattress in there. That's how small it was. And I was like, I'm a grown person with a grown husband. I'm not sleeping on a twin size bed. No, thank you. So I called the realtor. I was like, I'm not interested. I put your key back in the box. He's like, you're not interested? He's like, are you sure? Several people have made offers on this already. I was like, what are you talking about? Why am I touring this place if you're saying several people have made offers on it already? Shouldn't you make me aware of that? Yes, he should. He's actually supposed to. So that realtor was off my list. Immediately, any listing that had his name on it, I was like, get off my list. On to the next realtor. So I think it was like within the same week. Oh my gosh, it was the same night because I had to go straight from Brooklyn to the next listing. Oh my gosh. So, girl, why will this bun not form? So I went to the next listing and so he shows up and he's like, can you hurry? I have to go. I'm like, where are you going? Like, I showed up 5 minutes early to our appointment and he's like, can you hurry? I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here. I'm like, what? So we go upstairs. What I didn't know, what he did not make me aware of in the listing was it is a 3-story walk-up. I don't like walk-ups. Like, I ruled walk-ups out of my listing because I'm lazy and I'm okay with saying that. I don't like walk-ups. So it's a 3-flight walk-up. Felt like 5. It was painful. By the time I got to the top, I was like, I don't want to see the apartment anymore. He's like, come on, come in. I'm like, I'm out of breath. I can't breathe. So we go in, and I really like this place because it had a washer and dryer in the apartment. Like, not even in the building, but in the actual apartment space. It was in the kitchen, which I've had before. When I lived in St. Pete, Florida, I had a washer dryer combo in the kitchen. So I was like, yes, I need it. Because I don't like laundromats. So we get up there, and he's like, so this is the space, and the really important part of, I was chatting back and forth with him before I went to go look at the listing, and he was like, I was like, I really want a space where the living room and the kitchen are separate. I want like a sense of separation so I can entertain and I can do this, that, and the other. He's like, yeah, this space is perfect for you. This is the one. I'm looking at the listing. I'm like, oh, it seems like a tight space, but maybe it's just the angle of the camera. Girl. So I get there, and it's literally within this space is what he called the living room. It was just like a nook, a corner nook. And I was like, huh? I was like, I need space for a couch and a dining table. That's what I told him when I was messaging him. He's like, yeah, you got plenty of space. Yeah. I get there, girl. So the kitchen was right here. Like, look, you see the space within my hands? The kitchen was here. It went over a little bit, and it had the washer, the dryer. The kitchen did not have a full stove. All it had was a stove top, not an oven. What, girl? What even? Why is that not in the listing? Here's my thing. I understand there's New York apartments like that. I understand there's apartments like that. I understand there's dorms like that. But put it in the listing so I know this isn't the place for me. Hey, girl, no oven. You like to cook? Sorry, you can't. So then I know not to look at that place. I was like, ugh. I was already annoyed. I'm looking at the kitchen. I'm already annoyed. Then the living room space. He's like, yeah, this is your living room. I'm like, I can fit a single armchair here, and that's even a tight fit. What are you talking about? I'm like, where am I going to put my TV? Where am I going to put, like, what are you talking about? A mess. So I was like, yeah, I don't like this place. And he was like, well, come look at the deck. There was like a sliding door and there was a deck. We go out on the deck. There is a cement wall this high. Girl, what view? What is the deck for? What am I looking out over the city skyline? I can't even see that mess. I know I'm only 5'2", so I'm short compared to the average person, but I don't want it. So then we're leaving, and he's like, you sure you don't want it? And I'm like, yeah, like I just said that. And he's like, okay, because I have another person coming up. So that's why you were rushing me, sir. And he was speaking in a heavy accent. I don't know what type of accent, but he kept rushing me. He was like, hurry, 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 hurry. And I was like, can you slow down? Like, I don't know. You're talking really fast. You have a heavy accent. I was like, I don't know what you're saying. He's like, hurry, 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 hurry. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get out of here anyways. I don't like this place. So we leave, and as we're leaving, there's a girl coming up, and she was like, did you make an offer? And I'm like, huh? Who are you? She was like, did you make an offer? And I was like, no. She's like, okay. And she runs up. She looks around. She's like, okay, I'll take it. I was like, oh my God. So then I'm like, am I doing apartment hunting wrong? Is this how I'm supposed to apartment hunt? Girl, I don't know, but she took that place without even blinking twice at it. Oh, the bedroom. The way the door opened up, it opened up so that it hit a closet, which was dumb to me. I was like, just have the door open the other way. But construction site dad, I already knew that. There's stuff that I complain about that most people would not complain about in apartments, but it's because my dad has been drilling into my brain since I was a baby, you know? So the bedroom was tiny, and then you could only fit I think it was a twin size bed in there. All the places I saw that night could only fit a twin size bed, and I was like, I'm a grown person. No. So that place was a dud. So then I waited like a week. I took a week off because it was stressing me out, and I was at the new job, and I was like, I need to focus on work and take a break from apartment viewing. So I took a week off. And the next place I saw was in Harlem, because I was like, Brooklyn is cool, but I want to see more of Brooklyn when my husband gets here, because it's like, you know, it's different. I want him to really get like the feel for the area, and if he wants to be there, because for me it's close to work, but we didn't even know where he was going to work yet. So I was like, you know, let's give us time. So the next place I go to see is in Harlem. Quick and easy. It was going to be like, you know, it was like a 20-minute train ride from where I was staying with my husband's grandmother. I was going to go get breakfast after at this Harlem restaurant called Chocolat. Girl, a hot mess. So I leave the apartment and I take the train, right? I had a lanyard that hooked onto my hip that I put on my jeans, and I put my keys there and my MetroCard pass there. Something told me, I don't know why, after I swiped my MetroCard to get on the train, something told me to put my MetroCard in my back pocket. So I did. I don't know what the Lord was trying to tell me that day. Basically, girl, you're not going to be able to get home if you don't do this. So I took it out the lanyard, put it in my back pocket. I don't know why I was carrying a lanyard around like it was college or something. I go see the apartment. Mind you, on Street Easy, Street Easy is an app that you can use to find apartments in New York. Really helpful for those who are looking. On Street Easy, you can select an option where you only see apartments that do not have broker fees. A broker fee is basically like a fee you pay your agent to take you around and find you places. A broker fee is usually the amount of 1 month's rent of the apartment that you buy or rent. Somehow I ended up at this Harlem apartment and I had a broker fee. And I didn't find out until I'm looking around. I'm like, this apartment is beautiful. It's a brownstone. I'm just like, oh my God, this is gorgeous. I'm in love with it. I'm like, I want to put it in an application. Let me put it in an application. She's like, okay, so the application fee is this. The first month is this. The security is this. And she's like, and then the broker fee is this. Girl, I'm doing the math in my head and I am not good at math. I'm like, that sounds like about $9,000. And I am not good at math. So I was like, I pulled out my phone, pulled out my calculator. I was like, do that again. She rung it up for me. This, and this. I said, yep, $9,000. I said, I'm sorry, you said a broker fee? She said, yeah, there's a broker fee. I said, you know, you're listed on Street Easy as no fee. She's like, no, that's not possible. No, that's not possible. I pulled up the listing. I said, this you? This you, sis? Like on Twitter? This you, girl? It said no fee on the listing. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, so are we going to waive the fee or are we done here? Like, I was so pissed off, and it was a beautiful brownstone. I was like, oh my God. I was living my Harlem dream. Like, look at this gorgeous brownstone, and it's close enough to work. And I was living. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do, oh girl, what did I do? I'm trying to figure out if I want to do this one as a bun. I don't know. Anyways, so she was like, oh, do you not want it? I was like, absolutely not. I do not want it. We get outside. I'm patting myself down. I'm like, I think I forgot my keys inside. I must have set them down inside. We go in. We look all around. No keys, girl. I dropped my keys on the train, right? I already know. I'm not getting them back. I went online. I did like a lost and found report. Girl, I haven't heard about that lost and found report to this day. I dropped my keys. So mind you, the keys on there are grandma's keys, like her actual keys. She never made me a copy. Her actual keys, the keys to my desk drawer at work, all types of keys, even keys from my backup key for my car, which was still in Florida. So I was like, great, I just lost my spare key. I just lost everything. I'm a mess. And I had one of those keyless cars. So one of those spare keys is like $150. I was like, well, that's it. We ain't getting another one of those. So I called grandma. I was like, grandma, I lost the key. And she had a nephew or something living with her. And she's like, okay, just call him and he'll come let you in. I'm like, okay. I'm panicking because I'm calling him all the way back to her place. I'm going from Harlem to Dykeman. It's not that far. I'm calling him. He finally answers, and I'm like, hey, where are you? I need you to come back. I need you to let me in. I need you to make me a copy of the key. I'm in the financial district. What is you doing all the way over there? Mind you, I'm back in front of the apartment building now. So I'm just like, okay, so I'm gonna wait here for you for how long? I'm gonna be about an hour 30. Mind you, I'm new to New York. I'm not realizing, what are you doing for an hour 30? An hour 30 coming from Fidei to Dykeman. I'm like, it don't take that long. Whatever. He gets there. He makes a copy of the key. We put the new key in. It breaks in the door. What a day. I see an apartment that I can't have, that I'm in love with. I lost my keys in the middle of New York somewhere. I'm just like, and I'm now 3 weeks into New York. I'm just like, this is going terribly. Why could all this go wrong? Even though I'm loving New York, the food is good. Everything is good. I'm loving it all, but I'm in a bad mood that day. So I was just like, I give up on apartment hunting. I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm not doing any apartment hunting until my husband gets here. That's it. That was the end of it. I was like, I'm not doing it. So my husband gets here. First week of April, and he was like, let's just go see some apartments nearby in Harlem. He was really liking Harlem. He had come to find out he had family who lives here, and he used to, come and trek through all here all the time when he was a baby. So, it's like familiar territory. Beautiful place. I love Harlem. Absolutely love it. Very black. Very wonderful. So we start looking. We actually passed the building that we're in now, and there was some sort of construction they were doing, so there was like a tarp across the front of it, and I was like, ooh, that place is ghetto. We definitely don't want to go there. Look where we end up, girl. So we pass the building. We pass this building, and we go to a tour with this guy. I cannot remember his name. It's like Jake or something like that. Something, bland like that. Jake or Chad or Brad, something. We get to this place, and it's on the second floor. He keeps looking up at the window of the second floor from the ground floor. And I'm like, are you going to let us in? Like, what are you doing? Oh, by the way, he was half an hour late. We were standing outside for half an hour. Sir. He was half an hour late. He shows up. He runs up like, hey, girl, how you doing? Like, he just greeted me like we were besties. I was like, who are you and why are you 30 minutes late? You don't got no coffee or nothing to make an excuse as to why you're late. So he's looking up at the second story window. He keeps looking up. I'm like, what is he doing? So then he's jiggling the lockbox that the key is in. And I'm like, why is he not just unlocking the door? He's jiggling it. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Girl, he didn't have the lockbox code. So then he's calling his friends, right? his agent friends, hey, can you give me the lockbox code for this place, this place? And he thinks we can't hear because he's wearing headphones. But I can hear the people saying, no, why do you need access to this place? And now, what are you doing over there? And I can hear people being skeptical of him. And I'm real nosy. I'm Haitian. It's part of our blood, okay? So I'm listening. I'm like, what the hell is going on? What is going on? I'm looking at my husband. He is blind to the world, girl. He's like, oh, this is a nice building. Oh, look at the sky. Oh, this is a cute dog. He is not nosy enough, okay? He did not get the Haitian gene that I did. So I'm like, there's something going on. He makes like 3 calls. The agent makes like 3 calls. And he's like, I can't get in, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm like, okay. I'm ready to leave. Like, one thing I don't like is I don't like when people try to scam me and play me right in my face. I'm like, I'm not stupid. Like, you're up to something. And I'm a real skeptical person. Blame my dad again. So he's like, I'm sorry, guys, I can't get in. My bad. Totally uncool of my friends not to give me the lockbox code. And I'm just looking like, So then the super comes upstairs. And the super's like, can I help you? I'm like, my name is Bennett, and I ain't even know him. I'm walking off. I'm like, I'm going home. The super says, can I help you? And he goes, oh, I'm an agent, and I can't get in. You know, apartment so and so. And the super goes, apartment so-and-so is not available. It's apartment so-and-so that's available. And he was like, and you're not my agent, and you're not any of my agent's coworkers. So who are you? And he gives his name and some agency name. And the super was like, okay, I'm going to call the agency just to confirm. And he was like, no, it's okay. I'll come back next time. I'm like, oh, you're a fake. You're not even a real agent. If I would have given this man my money, I would have never seen it again. I wouldn't have seen no apartment. I wouldn't have seen my money. I was like, oh, you're a fake. You're a scam artist. Girl, I opened that Street Easy app. Report. Fake. I reported him. They removed that listing in less than 15 minutes. I don't know what he was doing, but apparently he was a repeat offender. They already knew to watch out for his name and his shenanigans. I was like, I know he did not try to scam us. 2 days later, we saw this beautiful apartment. After all my apartment hunting, after all that I went through, my husband looked at Street Easy once, clicked this place. He's like, yeah, that's the one. We came and saw it the next day. It was the one. It was that easy for him. After I did a month of apartment hunting and shenanigans and almost got scammed, I was just like, wow, men really have it easy. He had it that easy. That is my apartment hunting story time. It was a mess, but I ended up with this beautiful place. I'm in love with it. I just renewed my lease for 2 years because it's just so gorgeous. I'm in love with it. I really am. I will do a furnished apartment tour as soon as my husband puts away these damn wires. He's got wires everywhere. I told him he needs to do this wire management so I can do my apartment tour because I don't like my place looking a mess, okay? So you guys, welcome back to my channel. Again, I know you're sick of me. I know you're sick of me making promises, but I have some hauls coming up for you. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a perfectionist and I need to get out of that headspace. So I'm forcing myself out of that headspace. If you hear me talking like I'm like a mental health professional, it's just because I'm going to therapy. New York has brought some wonderful things into my life, and finding a therapist that's for me is one of them. So I'm forcing myself out of the headspace of perfectionism. It is a symptom of anxiety, a side effect of anxiety, and I'm just forcing myself to have fun. You know? So have fun with me. Enjoy my story time. Comment we miss you and and get your ass back to YouTube. I actually saw a comment this morning from Angie Dehante, which is one of my friends from Tampa, a Kenyan girl who is just lovely and absolutely beautiful and wonderful. And her comment this morning just really told me like, girl, get your ass on YouTube. And she just said, we miss you. And I was just like, all right, I'll make another video. She's not my other YouTube friend, Alien in the Room, Julissa. She just kept reminding me, you need to come back to YouTube, girl. You need to do more videos. So I'm back. I'm back and I'm better than ever. So subscribe, like, comment, blah, 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 whatever they say now on YouTube. I'll see you guys next time.